Hi friends, I just wanted to continue my vlog about moving in Montana. So if you'd watched my other videos, you'll know that so here they require, a lot of times they require you get the carpets professionally cleaned. And of course, when you move in, your carpets hadn't been professionally cleaned. They haven't been thoroughly cleaned. When you move into a place that's run by a property manager, it hasn't been detailed, so there of course is grime in the little nooks and crannies of the kitchen or the bathroom. The chrome on the bathroom might be new because there was water damage and flooding, so they installed everything out of the box. But of course, being that there's a lot of properties here that are 100 years old, they're not all shiny. But when you move to a place in Missoula, Montana, and it's run by a property management company, they're going to expect you to make the place like it's out of the box. So when you move in, start cleaning, because that's about as much time as you're going to need to bring it up to their standards, because they're going to have a good deposit out on you, and they're going to hold that deposit against you. And a lot of people in Missoula are like, yeah, property managers take your deposit. Yeah. I mean, not only do they try to take your deposit, they try to penalize you with fees, with cleaning fees, and they try to ruin your credit. And this is fine if a tenant does damage a property, but when you just have lived there, I think it's criminal. It is actually criminal what property managers are doing and what the city is allowing property managers to do, and also what HUD is allowing property managers to do, and what Human Rights through BOLI is allowing property managers in Missoula to do. So I had to move everything out of my place in order for the professional carpet cleaner that cost $100. I had to move everything out before he could come and clean the place. Of course, I had to work with his schedule, so Monday through Friday. And, move out day, the first doesn't always happen at the first of the month. Or on a Monday. And who knows what stupid thing that a property manager is going to drum up to try to hold you over the barrel. So when you move here and you're going with a property manager, they're going to want you to have the carpet cleaning done by a professional. So that means you're going to have to put all of your furniture in storage before you move out. And if you're lucky, if you found a second place in this town that has less than 1% vacancy rate, so somehow you find a place that you can afford in a place that has less than 1% vacancy rate. So, but if you haven't, you got to find a place to put your furniture. And if you're a transplant, you don't necessarily have all these people with space for you to put your furniture. So you have to put everything into storage. You have to get the carpets cleaned. You have to detail the place and then detail the place again, because what the property managers here require of you is not anything that a standard housekeeper would require. It's not anything that you would require. It's like, it's insane. Like everything, it's as if you need to bring the place back to its original state and upon new construction. The appliances have to be as if they're out of the box. And this is not to mention, so you're doing all this while you're a pedestrian or riding a bike in a town that doesn't really notice pedestrians, that doesn't honor the pedestrian right-of-way when you are legitimately crossing the street. I know drivers who may be watching this are like, well, pedestrians jump in front of the street. Yeah, I know. I don't understand why those pedestrians are jumping in the middle of the street. Like, they're the people who are going to die. I've had menacing drivers when it's been my light and I've been at the corner of the street. So I think that, and that's just all what's brought me to think that there is something demonic, because this does not make sense. So anyways, after you put your stuff in storage, before you've moved out, before you've moved into your new place, if you even found a new place in a place that has less than 1% vacancy, so you have everything in storage, then you have the carpet cleaner come when he can make it during the week, and and you got to make sure everything's detailed according to what whim that this latest property manager might have. So, and if you're a pedestrian or on a bike, you're doing this all while navigating dangerous streets where people are, they just don't stop when you're trying to cross, when you think it's safe to cross. People are not using their turn signals, so you don't know. And then people are upset that you're not jumping in front of the car, and it's like, I don't know if you're turning. I don't know if you're going, and then, of course, last minute, then they turn their blinkers on, when you're halfway across the street. It's insane here. I'm reporting from hell, honestly. So anyways, then they are like, yeah, you gotta use this kind of, so you can't have, legally, we are not responsible for, living there. Like, we're not responsible for just the standard wear and tear of living in a place, but, the property managers don't care about that. And so if you have cleaned, like the last place I lived, they were like, you need to move the little grain of cleaning powder. Okay, like the amount of effort that it took for them to type that message, they could have just moved that little grain of cleaning powder. And the same goes for this latest property manager. Like there's water spots from when I cleaned the chrome. So it is, and it's like, it has taken me nearly a full week of cleaning, and then trying to find a new place, which has like 15 pages of invasive financial investigation kind of reports. So I did a 15-page application. Then I had to come in and fill out another form. Then they had me physically come in again to fill out another form. Then they had me physically come again to fill out another form. And then they're going to have me come again to fill out the lease. So I have filled out, I don't know, maybe 20 pages. That could have been initially given to me, but instead they wasted my time. This new property manager wasted my time. So it took me an hour, to get there, do the stuff, and then maybe 45 minutes to get back. So it wastes like maybe, how many, 5 times? So, it wastes 10 hours just because they're not using the internet. They're not going to send you the email. Okay, the first time they sent me a copy, but when I asked again, can I have the next form? No, so welcome to hell. Welcome. And it's like this little, just many inconveniences. Like, I don't know how to use the internet, like the property manager that's having me come back to wipe up little white water spots. Like, she could have texted me this morning, but I had to call. I had to dig around. I had to ask the guy, hey, what is it that she's wanting me to do? Because I'm on foot. And like, these people are just like, it's like a bunch of Marie Antoinettes running around. Let them eat cake. Oh, do this little thing. I'm not going to tell you all the stuff that I'm expecting. I'm going to, just string you along, and test you. And you're supposed to like it. And you're supposed to be like, you're supposed to love me, And I'm like, I don't understand this mentality, but I guess it's how things go here. And it's really not right. So anyways, thanks for watching, and you're gonna get to see what's next, what the property manager finds a flaw with, and I think you're gonna be shocked, dismayed, and offended. And if you're in New York or San Francisco or Portland, you're gonna know this is crazy. And those here in Missoula are going to be like, yeah, that's just how it is. And that's what's like so horrible, is like people have this helplessness that, it's pretty crummy, but we're not going to do anything about it. And there's people who move here, and I guess the adaptable chameleons are like, they just kind of don't respond, they don't protest. And I guess they're social climbing, and they make it work for them. But this is breaking the golden rule. It's treating your brothers and sisters cruelly to do this. And like in my other video, I feel like I am a refugee from Missoula. Like this was a nightmare. This past couple of years living here, past 3 years living here, just how the blind evil, the indifference, and the hopelessness, helplessness, and and the thing is like things can be functional. Things can be fixed. Things can be realistic, and profits still can be made. Like you don't need to kind of brutalize people, brutalize your tenants, brutalize your customers. And but I guess it's how Missoula rolls. It's how it's run, and that's why I think there is something demonic. I think maybe it's something Masonic, that they are this is a like generating suffering. They want to generate suffering in the poor, generate suffering in the vulnerable, and they feed off of it. That's my theory. So anyways, we'll see what's next.